Good morning, students. How are you all? Hope you all are fine. Okay, students. Shall we go to the lesson now? In chapter 10, depreciation, I have completed around 13 exercise. Okay, that only two methods are available in the preparation of calculation of the depreciation under two method. Okay, the first one straight line method or fixed installment method. The second one written down value method or reducing balance method. And in these two we have completed many problems. The remaining three problems, I think three or four problems that you can try. Okay, if you have any doubt in the doubt clearing session, you can ask me. Okay, so today I think this lesson is very simple and easy one. Today in this lesson, in this period, I am going to complete this one. Okay, starting and completing I will do in the same period. Okay, again three more periods available in this week. I have to complete the 12th lesson also. Okay, so now capital and revenue transactions. So first, each and every transaction we should be able to that differentiate between whether it is a capital transaction or a revenue transaction, because all that it is related to one concept, matching concept. We should match all the expenses with the revenue of that particular accounting period. That is the matching concept meaning, isn't it? We should match all the revenue uh, with the expenditure. So here, if it is an income, we should differentiate whether it is a capital income or a revenue income. And at the same time, if it is an expenditure, we should differentiate whether that expenditure is capital or revenue. How to differentiate? That is, if that, for example, if it is a capital expenditure, you have to differentiate. How can we differentiate this? Whether that particular expenditure is capital, it will be that expenditure on a particular transaction will be used for many years. The benefit will be derived for many years. Okay, not related to that accounting period. Okay, and it is non-recurring in nature. It will not recur again and again. Okay, it is non-recurring in nature. It will occur only once. Example, for example, purchasing of land, purchasing land and building, all the fixed assets we can say. Okay, purchasing of fixed assets. That benefit will be used for many years, and it will not occur often. Okay, it is non-recurring. Once only it will occur. Okay, so it is non-recurring in nature. Then where it will be shown on the asset side. You see the fixed asset where we will show in the balance sheet. Asset side we will show. Okay, in the balance sheet we will show on the asset side. And then it will increase the earning capacity of the business. If we spend a large amount for anything, that must increase the earning capacity of the business. Then we can treat that expenditure as capital expenditure. So that means all the expenditure in order what we spend on the purchase of land, all the fixed assets. Okay, then land, building, plant, machinery, including the large amount of repairs and maintenance also. Okay, repairs and maintenance. Or if we purchase the building, that already in the previous chapter we have studied the installation charges or the cost of maintenance. If we purchase a second hand building, a large maintenance repairs will be done. That will be added along with the fixed asset. Okay, that expenditure will be considered as capital expenditure. Now we will learn the revenue expenditure. The opposite of the capital expenditure, only the revenue expenditure. That benefit will be used within 1 year or the same accounting year. The benefit will be used. For example, that salary or rent, all the expenditure. Okay, maybe then where it will be shown, it will be shown either on the trading account, that this is what we are going to learn in the next lesson. Okay, trading account, then profit and loss account, then capital expenditure will be shown on the balance sheet. Okay, on the asset side. Here in which account, trading account and profit and loss account, on the debit side. Okay, the expenses side. Okay, that will be shown on the debit side. This one asset side, right side. Okay, then it is recurring in nature. It will occur again and again. Okay, recurring, that means this year it will occur, paying salary. Okay, every month, every year, continuously throughout the life of the organization we pay this expenditure, so it is recurring in nature. Okay, and this one, it will not increase the earning capacity. Here we will maintain the earning capacity. This expenditure is incurred in order to maintain the earning capacity of the business. Okay, so these are the that are differences. Okay, if you study, then some that differences also they have asked, it will be useful for you to learn those differences. Then one more expenditure is there, that is deferred revenue expenditure. The three expenditure and two income we will learn. Okay, the third one, deferred revenue expenditure. This expenditure is in that somewhat it is a substantial amount, a large amount only, but the benefit will be derived not at the for the same year, but it will be more than 2 years. Okay, it will be used more than 2 years, maybe 2 years or more than 2 years. If it is for 1 year, we can say it is revenue expenditure, and it is for many years, maybe 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, that we will consider them as the capital expenditure, but the benefit will be used for more than 2 years, around 3 years, 4 years, then we have to group under this deferred revenue expenditure. Here we will write a portion of the expenditure in the profit and loss account. Understand? The remaining will be shown in the balance sheet, the asset side. Okay, then every year we will return off a portion of this deferred revenue expenditure. At around 3 years, 4 years, it will be completely written off. Okay, so the remaining amount will be shown on the balance sheet. So we can say some of the example here. The advertising, if the benefit is the benefit is derived for many years, not many years, 2, 3 or 4 years, then that advertising will be considered as deferred revenue expenditure. But an advertisement which is spent for only one accounting year, then that will be considered as revenue expenditure. Okay, so advertising is the main deferred revenue expenditure. Or some major repairs and maintenance. Okay, repairs and maintenance on plant and building, that will be given, the benefit will be used for 2 or 3 years, then we can consider that expenditure as deferred revenue expenditure. Okay, now you have understood these three kinds of expenditure, but in the now the receipt we will see. Okay, income we have seen, now the receipt, sorry, expenditure we have seen, we will see the receipt, capital receipt and revenue receipt. Now what is capital receipt? That means if we receive, okay, the amount, okay, for that means the long term loan we can say. Okay, that means it is non-recurring. Okay, that non-recurring. receipt. Then amount received may be a large amount, okay, large amount or substantial amount, great amount, okay. Then where it will be shown on the liability side of the balance sheet. The capital expenditure we will show on the asset side. So capital receipt will be shown on the liability side of the balance sheet. Okay. So example we can say that share capital. That means issue of shares and debentures. Issue of share and debenture. That means share capital where we will write on the liability side, isn't it? Then any long-term loan. Okay, loan, long-term loan. Then if we sell any fixed asset. Okay, sale of fixed asset. The or any we will collect, we will get the long-term investment. Not investment is an expenditure, but we get the investment, sale proceeds or the proceeds of investment. Or we receive any donation. That donation is special donation. Okay, ordinary donation they will show in the income and expenditure account, isn't it? So any special donation if we receive, all these are the capital receipt. Only they will ask you, okay, only one word you have to write. Okay, that's why I am telling I can complete with this period. They will ask issue of shares, what it is, whether it is a capital receipt or revenue receipt or capital expenditure or revenue expenditure. You have to write number one, capital receipt. Okay, long term loan received by the proprietor around 50,000. So you know that loan, long term loan, so it is a capital receipt. You have to write only the word capital receipt. Okay, so you try to learn all these examples very well. Okay, then the last one is revenue receipt. Revenue receipt. Here, all the receipts which are obtained in the normal course of business, that means in the accounting period. Okay, in the accounting period, all the receipt that they receive, that means for example, they sell the goods, sale proceeds of goods. Every year we sell the goods. It is recurring in nature. Okay, recurring in nature, and the amount will be small, not very large. Okay, so we can say the example, one is sale proceeds or sale of goods. Okay, or any interest that we receive from on investment. Interest on investment, or when we receive any rent or commission, whatever it is, then if we get dividend from the investment of amount in shares. Okay, all these receipt, all these income are revenue income. Understood? Only this much you have to learn. What are that five types of that either it is capital receipt or revenue receipt or capital expenditure or revenue expenditure. Only one more expenditure, deferred revenue expenditure. Okay, capital means it will be longing for many years, and it is non-recurring in nature. If you read, if they give one expenditure or receipt, you must be very particular. You have to think whether it will occur again and again or once it will occur. Okay, that if you decide this one, you can write. Then you should write whether it is a receipt or expenditure. That you must be very careful. Okay, now shall we do the exercise? Okay, number 1 exercise we will do. Exercise 1, that all the illustration you can read from the book. Okay, only exercise I am going to do for you. First one I will read and explain. Advertising expenditure, the benefits of which will last for 3 years. Very clear, I have told you advertising, mostly it will be a deferred revenue expenditure. But here, what is given? It is given as the benefit of which will last for 3 years. Okay, if it is 3 years, 4 years, okay, we can consider that as deferred revenue expenditure. But in the same exercise, if it is given, the benefit will be used for the same accounting period, means that is revenue expenditure. Okay, then next one, second one, listen carefully. Registration fees paid at the time of registration of a building. So the registration of a building is done once we construct the building, isn't it? So the registration fees paid is what? Capital expenditure. Okay, but only once it will occur. Then expenditure incurred on repairs and whitewashing at the time of purchase of old building in order to make it usable. Here we are purchasing an old building. Okay, so purchase of old building is capital, and the expenditure incurred on repair and whitewashing is also considered as capital expenditure. Okay, first one over. Number two, registration expense incurred for the purchase of land. Okay, registration, that is capital expenditure, isn't it? Then repairing charges, and you have to write expenditure. Okay, fully expenditure, capital, fully you should write. Okay, then repairing charges paid for remodeling the old building purchased. Okay, we are purchasing an old building, the same time we are doing the repairing charges. Here we have learned the third one, the same one. So this is also capital expenditure. Third one, carriage paid on goods purchased. We are purchasing goods, that will done often, isn't it? Recurring expenditure. So carriage paid. Okay, that is recurring, revenue expenditure. If it is recurring in nature, that is called revenue expenditure. Then legal expenses paid for raising of loans. We are going to raise loan, for that we are paying some legal expenses. This expense only once, for that one we used to pay, isn't it? So that is capital expenditure. Then 3, construction of building, 1 lakh. So construction of building we will not do every year, isn't it? So it will be done once. Okay, once are very rare, isn't it? So that is capital expenditure. Then second one, repairs to furniture, that we will do often, isn't it? So revenue expenditure. Then third one, whitewashing the building. Here whitewashing, simply it is given, not for the purchase of old building and we whitewash, means that is capital expenditure. Here whitewashing, that we do often, isn't it? Maybe every year they will whitewash the building. Here it is revenue expenditure. Then pulling down the old building and rebuilding, this one is capital, because we are demolishing the old and we are constructing the new one. Okay, see, this we will never do often. Okay, so that is capital expenditure. Then fourth one, spent for railway siding. Railway siding we never do very often, isn't it? So that one is capital expenditure. Whether it is expenditure or revenue, we should be very careful. Okay, whether it is an income or expenditure, everything spending only. Loss on sale of old furniture. Here sale of old furniture is what? It is a capital receipt. But if there is a profit or sale on sale of old fixed asset, that is revenue nature. Understand? You should be able to differentiate. If we sell, if it is given Sale of old furniture, what it is? Capital receipt. Okay, but the loss on sale of old furniture or profit on sale of old furniture. For example, old furniture is there, we have sold for 5,000. That is what? Capital receipt. But we have got that 500 as profit or 500 as loss. That is revenue expenditure. Here it is loss, so revenue expenditure. If it is um, if it is a profit, it will be a revenue receipt. Okay. Third one, carriage paid on goods sold. So we are selling goods, for that we make some expenses. Selling goods itself, what? It is revenue receipt, isn't it? And we are spending some expenses, so it is a revenue expenditure. Okay. Then 5. State whether the following are capital revenue and deferred revenue. First one, legal fees paid to the lawyer for acquiring a land. We are going to purchase a land, for that we are paying legal fees. So this one we are paying only once, so it is capital expenditure. Okay. Then heavy advertising cost spent on introducing a new product. So introduce a new product and it is advertising, heavy advertising it is given. Okay, so here this we will consider as deferred revenue expenditure, but it will never come under the capital expenditure. Okay, deferred revenue expenditure. Third one, renewal of factory license. This license renewal we will do every year, isn't it? So it is revenue expenditure. The fourth one, sum of rupees 4,000 was spent on painting the factory. Okay, here we are doing painting the factory. Painting the factory, that we may do often, isn't it? Not only once in the lifetime of the building. So we will paint often, so this will come under revenue expenditure. Okay. Then sixth one, all expenditure only given. Now you see they have given some receipt also. Okay, first one, sale proceeds of goods. When we sell goods, it is done often, every year, isn't it? So that is revenue receipt. Okay, then loan borrowed from bank. Okay, whether it is a loan, simply if it is given also, that is considered as long-term loan only. So it is capital receipt. Sale of investment. We are selling the investment. It is capital receipt. Okay, investment we are selling. We never sell every year. Okay. Then commission received. We receive the commission every year, isn't it? So it is revenue receipt. Then wages paid in connection with the erection of new machinery. So it is an expenses. Okay. So they have mixed up and given. So it is an expenditure. First you write. Now wages paid in connection with the erection of new machinery. So when we erection of machinery is a capital expenditure. So that incurred, that erection, we know erection of machinery is considered as capital expenditure. Okay. For erection we are spending some expense. Then the last one, seventh one, audit fees paid. Audit fees paid is revenue expenditure, isn't it? Audit fees every year we need to pay. Then second one, labor welfare expense. This is also paid often, labor welfare expenses. The third one, 2,000 paid for servicing the company vehicle. Servicing we do often, isn't it? So revenue expenditure. Then repair to furniture purchased second hand. All the expenditure that we spend on purchasing a second hand furniture or second hand asset, that will be considered as capital expenditure. Then rent paid for the factory, that is revenue expenditure. Okay, rent paid every month or every year we pay that one. Okay, only 7 exercises are given. So I have completed this 11th lesson. Okay, so I will start the next lesson also, 12th one. Only then in the next class onwards we can start the problem. Okay, chapter 13. The chapter 12 I will mark and give you in the intercession period. Okay, chapter 13. Final accounts. What are final accounts? In the steps of financial accounting, in the beginning we have studied, isn't it, steps that preparation of journal entries, then second one posting them in the ledger, third one preparing trial balance. Then with the help of trial balance we have studied, we can prepare the final accounts. Okay, so what are these final accounts? These final accounts of what? Sole proprietorship, not company accounts. Okay, sole proprietorship. So we know sole proprietors means that they run a large scale business or small scale business. Everyone who start a business, he will prefer to prepare his accounts in order to see whether he has earned profit or loss, and his financial position, isn't it? His financial position. All these you have learned, you have heard many times. Okay, so this profit can be calculated from which account? Profit and loss account. Okay, including trading account. First we will prepare the trading account, afterwards profit and loss account. Then the financial position can be ascertained by the balance sheet. Here in the balance sheet only we will enter all the assets and the liabilities. Here we will enter all the revenue expenditure and revenue receipt. Okay, here capital expenditure and capital receipt. Okay, in the previous chapters, in the 12th chapter only we have learned. Now you know to differentiate between the capital and revenue nature. All the capital items will be entered in the balance sheet. All the revenue items, that means revenue receipt and revenue expenditure, will be entered in this account. Then the capital expenditure and capital receipt will be entered in the balance sheet. Okay, so here this is also called income statement. Which one? The trading account and profit and loss account is also called income statement. This one can be called, balance sheet is called as position statement, because financial position it is called. Okay, position statement. Okay, so we can analyze the profit from this income statement or the financial position from the balance sheet. Okay, here first you should know about some of the entries. What are the closing entries and opening entry? Opening entry we have already learned. Okay, so first we will learn about some of the closing entries. At the end of the accounting year, some of the accounts must be transferred to the, they must close. Okay, they must close the account and it will be transferred to this financial statement. In order to take the amount in the financial statement, we need to close these accounts. Okay, what are the closing entries? So first we need to close the purchase returns. Purchase returns account. It will be all the way I will write the full form. Purchase returns. it will be transferred to purchases, because it will be related to the purchases account. We need to deduct from the purchases the purchase returns. Okay, so we need to transfer this one to the purchases account. So purchase returns show which balance? Credit. So this account should be debited to transfer. And to whom it is transferred? To purchases account. This is the closing entry. Closing of purchase returns account by transferring to purchase account. Okay, that you need to write. Okay, then the same way we need to close the sales return also. Okay, sales return will be reducing the balance of sale. So sales account must be debited, and sales returns already debited, that must be credited. Sales returns account. So how you have to write? Closing of sales returns account by transferring to sales account. Okay. Then on all the other items also must be closed by preparing the closing entry. Okay, all the items in the trading account. Okay, so trading account debtor to what? Opening stock. Then we will write purchases. This is the order we are going to write in the trading account. Okay, first opening stock, then purchases. This opening entries and this closing entries, and we need to prepare the opening entries also. Okay, if you know that what are the items will appear in this trading account, then profit and loss account in the balance sheet, for you it will be easy to prepare these entries. Okay, closing entries. So I will explain for you the trading account. Okay, not now, in the next class I will start teaching you trading account, how to prepare the trading account. It is in the form of account only, 2 pages we need to use. Okay, debit side, credit side, 2 pages in your accountancy notebook you have to use. Okay students, so I will teach you I can complete in these 3 periods. Okay students, so I will wind up this class with this one. Thank you students.